Imagine this. A man walks into a bank on a Monday morning. He's not carrying a weapon. He's not wearing a mask. And he doesn't yell or threaten anyone. In fact, he looks like just another customer waiting to deposit a paycheck. But within 5 minutes, he will walk out with thousands of dollars in cash without setting off alarms, without panicking a single customer, and without anyone even realizing a crime has taken place until much later. This isn't a Hollywood movie or a clever TV script. This was reality in the United States during the 1990s and early 2000s, when a series of unusual bank robberies started making headlines. Investigators called them note jobs, robberies committed with nothing more than a piece of paper. At first, the concept sounded almost laughable. How could something so low-tech succeed in a country where banks had bulletproof glass, armed guards, and silent alarms? But the brilliance of these robberies wasn't in weapons or high-tech gadgets. The note usually said something simple like, "Stay calm. Give me $5,000 in 20s and 50s. Don't press the alarm. Nobody gets hurt." And here's the twist. Most of the time, the tellers actually complied. Why? Because in the world of banking, employees are trained that money is replaceable, lives aren't. Their training told them to follow instructions, stay calm, and survive. The note robbers knew this, and they exploited it perfectly. So let me ask you, if you were the teller and someone slid that note across the counter, would you obey or try to trigger the alarm? Think about it and drop your answer in the comments below. The brilliance of the note job robberies was in the details. These weren't desperate criminals running in with ski masks. Many of them blended into their surroundings with remarkable precision. They dressed in business, casual clothes, skukkies, button-down shirts, sometimes even carrying briefcases. They wanted to look like ordinary professionals stopping by the bank on their lunch break. They chose their timing carefully. Most of these robberies didn't happen at night or during slow hours. They happened at peak banking times, Monday mornings, Friday afternoons, when the bank was filled with people. Why? Because in a crowd, movements go unnoticed. A teller can't scream or draw attention without endangering dozens of customers. The robber counted on the chaos of normal business to mask their crime. And then came the note. Always simple, always legible. The most successful note robbers used typed letters or clear block handwriting. Why? Because panic often comes from confusion. If a teller struggles to read a threat, they might react unpredictably. A clean, professional note gave off a chilling confidence, as if the robber had done this before. The wording was brief but powerful. Something like, "Don't press the alarm. I'm watching you," created just enough paranoia to keep the teller obedient. And the most surprising part, there was often no weapon at all. The threat existed only in the teller's mind. After collecting the money, the robber didn't run. Running draws attention. Instead, they calmly folded the bills, tucked them away, and walked out as if they just completed a normal transaction. Sometimes they even stopped to hold the door open for another customer on the way out. Imagine standing in line right behind someone and not even realizing you just witnessed a robbery. That's exactly what made these crimes so effective. They were invisible. But invisibility has limits. As the number of note jobs increased, the FBI grew alarmed. At one point in the late 90s, over 1,000 bank robberies per year in the US were committed with notes rather than weapons. It became a trend, and investigators needed to act fast. The criminals thought their calm exits would protect them, but they underestimated one thing: surveillance cameras. Even without ski masks, even with crowds of customers, high-quality footage revealed everything from clothing choices to small mannerisms. The FBI created databases of these robberies, cross-matching suspects who hit multiple banks in different states. Some robbers got bold, thinking their low-key method made them unstoppable. Instead, their repeat offenses gave investigators a clear pattern to follow. When arrests finally came, the legal system came down hard. Under US law, bank robbery is a federal crime, whether or not a weapon is used. That meant long sentences, often decades in prison. Some robbers argued in court, but I never had a gun. I never hurt anyone. The law didn't care. The act of intimidation alone was enough. So was it brilliant? In many ways, yes. The note job robbed banks of their most powerful security features by exploiting human psychology instead of brute force. But it was also reckless because every bank has cameras. Fingerprints linger on paper, and the FBI has endless resources to hunt down repeat offenders. Today, note robberies still happen occasionally in the US, but rarely with the same success. Banks train employees more aggressively. Surveillance is everywhere, and technology like die packs, GPS, tracking in cash bundles, and facial recognition makes it nearly impossible to get away unnoticed. So here's the big question. Do you think these note robbers were masterminds who outsmarted the system, or just reckless criminals who got lucky for a short time? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown of one of America's most fascinating crime trends, hit the like button and subscribe to Illegal Brilliance. We bring you stories of crimes that were clever, unusual, and full of lessons about psychology, strategy, and human behavior. Share this video with a friend who loves true crime, and remember, sometimes the smartest crimes are also the easiest to fall apart.